All right, this is part 2 of lesson 11.4. The first part was talking about area of regular polygons, and then this part is going to be talking about composite figures. And if you remember in our vocab, composite figures are just pretty much irregular shape that we probably don't have a formula directly for, but if we break this figure apart, we can figure out maybe the area of this irregular shaped pool just by the shapes that are inside of it. So the dimensions of an irregular shaped pool are shown. What is the area of the surface of the pool? So what I like to do is I like to look at this shape and see what shapes do I see within that irregular shape. So I see a full circle. A full means half here and half here. I'm going to add, I also see a rectangle in the middle, and then I also see a triangle. And if you break it apart like that, I know that the area formula for a circle is pi r squared. I know the area formula for a rectangle is base times height, and I know the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I can break it apart and then build it back up together by adding. So looking at the circles, I know it's pi r squared. So my radius, I'm going to look over here. The diameter is 16, so the radius would be 8. So I'm going to say pi 8 squared plus my rectangle. I look at my base and my height, so 32 times 16. And then last, I'm going to look at my triangle, 1/2 BH, so 1/2 my base. I'm going to say this is my base, my height is here, so 32 times 15. All right, if you want to solve them all in one, you can do that. So this is 64 pi, or 201.0619. Again, don't round too early. My rectangle is 512. And my triangle is 240. So when I add all of those up, the two sides, the rectangle, and the triangle, my total surface area is 953.06 feet squared. All right, the next one down, if you look at that, you can do it a few different ways. I looked at it as a trapezoid and half of a circle. You could also do 2 triangles, a rectangle, and half a circle. So you just have to make sure that when you do the half the circle, you use that 1/2 in there. So there is my answer, 311.2. All right, so that is if you have things built upon itself, but we might have to find the area of a composite figure by subtracting. If you notice, there will be this unshaded space that we are going to have to take out of it. We're going to have to subtract. So I like to look at my big area, and then I'm going to subtract my small area. So they're both rectangles, so I'm going to do base times height for both of them. I'm going to look at my big one first, so I have to actually include 25, 20, and 25, so that gives me a total length of 70. So 70 times, and then this would be 25 here, 100 here, and then 25 over here. Excuse me. So that total length is going to be 150. So I'm going to say 70 times 150, which would give me an area of the big one as 10,500 feet squared. And that was if I wouldn't take away this part. So say I'm laying a floor down, or maybe maybe I'm laying a floor down and I need to not lay anything down for an island or something. So I'm going to take that away. All right, so if I do that, then I am going to say that my small one would be 20 times, and then this is just 100. So the area of that small unshaded portion is 2,000 feet squared. So if I needed to just find the blue portion, I'm going to subtract to get 8,500 feet squared. And last, I want to wallpaper one wall of her family room. She has a fireplace in the center of the wall, so I need to find the area around the fireplace. So I'm going to take the area of the total wall, and then I'm just going to subtract the fireplace. So the area of the wall, again a rectangle, I'm going to say 18 times 10 to give me 180 feet squared, which would be my total wall if I didn't have anything in there. I'm going to subtract my fireplace, so that would be 6 times 4. I'm going to subtract 24 feet squared. Give me an idea of maybe how much wallpaper I needed to get. So 156 feet squared would be just the portion without the fireplace in it. All right, that's it for composite figures and section 4.